everyone, this is Denise again from Designs by Dana Denise, and this is going to be our part 3 of our video. So if you've stuck it out from part 1 to part 2 to part 3, I did make a little bit of a change, and I've actually did a different video and did not like the way it was coming out. So this is your new part 3 where you never even seen the other part 3. And what I had done in that video is I had attached the bow that we made on part 1, and then I had done streamers, and then I had started already adding some greenery in. So if this looks a little bit more fuller than the part 2, it's because I already added a few little picks in here, and I can link those. If anyone is interested in what I put in this, I will be more than happy to tell you. Just message me and I will let you know what I put in there. What I changed from part 3 is that if you looked at the bow that we made on part 1, it had that cream colored gold ribbon in it. I didn't care for that, and I didn't care for the long tails that I had thought about putting and having them come down. It just didn't look right to me. So what I have done is we're going to do a new bow real quick. I'm just going to do a hand one. And the bow that's in part 1 had like 6-inch loops. This one will be handmade, and it will, I made that one with the bow maker. This one will just have 5-inch loops. I felt like the bow that we made was just a little overpowering the sign when I put it up there. So, so that's why I'm changing it to smaller loops. I just went down 1 inch. Is what I've done. And I'm just doing a little hand thing here. I'm trying to think of how many. I just want it to be a little bit more airier than the other one, not as perfectly made maybe as, I don't know what the wording would be for it, but I just kind of want it to be a little bit more, I don't know if airy is the word or what. And I wanted it to be on the side where that other one was so big I was having to put it up here. And I really want to, I just want something kind of on the side here. So I don't know if I want another loop or not. I think I'm going to not have another loop. I'm going to have 5. They always say do off numbers, so we're going to do an off number here. We've got 5. And I'm not going to cut this long tail yet because I'm not for sure how much I'm going to use of it. And like I know, I'm just reusing the ribbon that I had made the original bow with. And I'm just doing something more quicker here. I'm just looping back and forth. And I probably will do 3 with this. And I just decided that cream color it wasn't hitting me. So I think that's what we're going to do right there. And I will say I already did basically the same kind of deal where I just kind of did some loops down here for the bottom, and I left out the cream colored. So that's going to be on the bottom. This is going to be up here, and I think it's going to look really cute. I'm feeling this one a lot better than what I was doing on the original video that you will never see. And to all my friends and my sweet friends and craft buddies, I have started a YouTube channel, and so if you're on YouTube at all, if you don't mind going over and subscribing to my YouTube channel. It sure would help me. Appreciate it. I don't know why that's not wanting to. Okay, there it goes. So I just put a zip tie on there to hold this together. And then I am going to go ahead and use, which I thought I already had one out here. What do I do with it? Okay. I will get another pipe cleaner and find the other one later. And I'm going to use it to attach on, I don't know if it's on the other video or not, but I like to use pipe cleaners to attach. I learned this. A lot of people still do the zip ties to it. It just seems like that sucks them in more into the wreath. I'm more able to control things if I do it with a pipe cleaner. Plus it's easier to change if you decide that you don't like it where you put it or something. You can always this is going to be kind of hard to figure out where to attach it because I'm attaching it. I'm going to try to get to the base as much as I can of one of these limbs here, but they're flimsy on the end, but then you're wanting it to be on the side, so it's kind of a, so I'm going to go ahead and zip tie it about middle of one of these limbs, and then I'm going to bend that limb. I'm going to curve it back so that this doesn't slide off of it. Let's say we don't want our bow to slide off. Now if we can get this to looking right and not hiding all the other stuff that needs to be seen. There. And I left this long because I didn't know exactly what we're going to do here yet. I think. Yeah. That works out. Get these to kind of, if I can get these to kind of stay over in here somewhere. We definitely don't want them hiding. There, do it that way. You just kind of have to play around, get things to lay the way that you want. And I'm still not for sure how long I want this to go. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off right there. Put it in the trash. Actually, I think I need it to be about right here. I'm going to cut the ends so they look right. And this one cut too. Okay, that looks cute. Alright, so like I said before, I've already added, some of these aren't even glued completely in yet, but I've added some more texture of greenery. I added a few little picks in here to make this a little bit wider than what it was on the wreath. So it has some flow going here. And they were some little pine picks. The tag on them looked like this, and they were 99 cents, and it says pine pick, and I think it was at Homeland, like in the, not Homeland, Hobby Lobby. In the area where they have like the little small picks is probably, I'm guessing that's where it was, and it was 2230555 was the numbers. And I just stuck a few of those in here on the sides. And then this, I love this greenery. This is one of my favorite winter greeneries. It's kind of sparkly. It's a cedar, and it comes in a big bush, which I've already cut this one up into pieces to use. And so I just cut them up and then stick them in here. And the number on that one is, what is the number on that one? I buy that one all the time. I should have the number memorized, shouldn't I? I'm too old and crispy for that, though. If you would like to know what that is, I get it at craftoutlet.com. I would be more than happy to give you the little number that you can just plug in their search, and it comes up with it. So just let me know in the comments below if you want that. So anyway, so I'm going to add a little bit of that. I'm going to add some more of these, and I'm just doing a dry run to try to check this out and see how it looks. I've got one here, one here, one here, if you can't tell. One there. I've got one here, one there. One thing that I'll point out that you don't ever want to do is don't ever like put one here and one here. This one's sitting up a little bit from this one. This one is sitting here. This one's up from it. It's not even with it. This is stuck in here. I want to hide kind of like this stuff. So I'm going to put that in there. Here's one on the side. I don't know what just fell, but something just fell. Oh, something did fall. Okay, and then, so then I got one here, one here. I probably should put one down in here. So I'll put one right there. I just think it makes them look more airy. But the reason I'm telling you that is not to put them even with each other, is that's not real good placing. You don't, if you've ever seen someone do that, and in fact I have something I did recently, I was like, man, I should have put them off a little bit more. It looks too perfect. I don't think you want things to look too perfect. So it's the only way I can describe it, but some of you probably know what I mean. Maybe y'all can say it better for me in the comments. I've got it. I know it's the right thing. I hear everyone else talk about it. But anyway, so I put those in there. That gives it some more texture. We have these little picks that I talked about in I think I talked about it in part 2. And these are from Hobby Lobby, and it's CP2141, I believe is the number, or it's 5555792. It's Hobby Lobby. They are gold, and they've got some snow on them, really pretty. And I thought, we might want to put some of these in there. So I'm going to tear this apart because I don't want to put them all bunched together. And let's see if I can't rip it. Yeah. So you can rip these things apart to where you can use them in different spots. They're not all clumped together. And then I'm going to cut my little wire here down. And I'm thinking that I might stick one right there. I think that kind of plays with the gold in the ribbon. It also, you know, my little cute owl he's kind of a gold. There's snowy areas in the picture, so it's kind of a snowy, glistening looking little thing. I don't even know if glistening is a word. Is that a Denise word, or is that a real word? I don't even know. So then let's see what we want here. Like we just like to do dry runs and see That's the good thing about when I made the bow in part 1. And I didn't like the bow. It was too big. And I didn't like the cream ribbon. So I took it apart, made a different bow, and now I'm happy with the bow. I'm happy with the placement. So I have to be happy. You know, I'm the only person that has to be happy with the work. I don't know if that's, oops. See, when you do dry runs, your other junk will fall out too. Okay, so maybe I put one of these here, and I've put one here. So where else do I need to put one? I might want to put one like in there. I know that the lighting isn't perfect for y'all, but hopefully you can kind of see that. I can also tell you one thing. When you see a wreath in a picture, it looks completely different, or not different, but it just looks so much better in person. It just doesn't, pictures do not. I don't care how good of cameras you have or videos, they just don't look as good as they do in person. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put one right in here. Now I'm just sticking this in here for y'all to see. What I will do is I will probably, just so you'll know, some of these heavier picks, instead of relying completely on glue holding them in and, you know, having them just kind of glued to one of the stems, I'm going to take little tiny zip ties and I will zip tie it to a branch, and that will secure it even more. And sometimes I go back even with doing that, and I just put little dots of, with my glue gun, put little dots of glue just for a second help to make sure that they stay where they're supposed to stay. That way, when people are storing them or people are moving them and stuff, or they're hanging on a door and the wind is blowing them to death, and the temperatures are changing, they've got some extra protection. So I do a lot of zip tying my florals in if they're heavy. If they're just real super light and I've really got a good place to attach them to, a good branch, real secure, and I can really get it glued into it, then I use glue more on that. But if it's something a little bit more heavier, and it's got a really thick piece holding it on, and I have a good branch, like, especially on a swag. A swag's got these big long pine needles, so they're floppy. They move around on the ends, and so the only way you could really secure really good would be to glue them to the spine. And if you do that, you're not going to see them because they'll be behind the other junk. So that's another reason, especially on swags, that I do a lot of zip tying my stuff in. So, and I don't want to keep you guys on the video for that. I don't think that needs teaching as to, you just have to play with it. Everything is different, and you just kind of have to play with it and figure it out. I always like to do this with my bow. I always like to, if I have like a little piece of the greenery that I'm attaching, to kind of stick out of the bow to where it makes the bow look like it's part of the design. So I'll put that right there, and that's about it. So technically what I've used, and unless I do something different after I get off here, I've used 2 ribbons. Originally I had 3. If you see part 1, you'll see that, Denise, you had another ribbon in there. I took it out, didn't like it. Made the bow smaller than that. You see me make it just now. So I have my 2 ribbons for bows. I have, if you watched part 2, you've seen me attach 2 sprays, or whatever you want to call these, this and one down here, zip tied them into the spine, put my sign in the middle of that, added a few pieces of little greeneries, Added these for texture, these sparkly, snowy looking ones. And then I only have used one of these picks. And so unless I add some more, which I might add one like right in here or down here somewhere. We've got one here, one here, one here. We've got 4. I probably need to add another one in over here, down here somewhere. So I will do that. And then of course you've got your base swag piece, which it looked like it measured about 23 maybe. I'm not for sure what the standard sizes of the evergreen swags. There's different sizes. I know there's a 30, there's a 23 I think, or 25, and I think this one was the 25 or a 20. So anyway, that's how we made it, and I think it turned out. Oh, and I actually put the number on part 2 of the these pieces, the sprays that I put in here, these pine looking ones. It has the pine cones attached to it. That's why you see these pine cones. I thought those are neat. So I'd like to buy more of those, because that really quickens your adding your textures to your base by just putting in those 2 things. And look how much it's really contributed to making this look really nice. So hopefully you've learned something from this. You might have had a good laugh at all my back and forth deciding. Sorry about that. Changing things in the middle of everything. But look at the outcome. And I will be taking pictures of it and posting it, showing you guys what it looks like. A lot of times pictures will be better than you looking at it from here with all the busy stuff around it. So anyway, I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your Saturday, and I will see you guys next week for the next one. Y'all have a good day.